For months, President Trump has been saying the coronavirus pandemic isn't as big a deal as everyone is suggesting. But now the virus is responding by saying, knock, knock, biatch.
Well, the Trump administration is fighting to contain an outbreak of coronavirus sweeping through the White House this morning.
In 48 hours, 2 members of the White House staff tested positive for the virus. First on Thursday, it was the president's personal valet, a military service member on the team that serves his lunch in the Oval Office. Then Friday, the vice president's press secretary, Katie Miller, tested positive.
Katie Miller is married to Stephen Miller, President Trump's senior policy advisor. The president is now revealing that his military valet was right there with him the day before the valet tested positive.
On Tuesday, he was in the room and virtually, I don't think any contact, but he was in the room.
The valet's duties included serving the president lunch and those Diet Cokes he drinks all day long.
Oh, snap. The coronavirus is now officially in the White House. And that's scary. Although if it's like everything else that lands in the White House, it won't last more than a few weeks. And I won't lie, I'm not surprised that this cluster started in Stephen Miller's house. That dude has always given off major bitten by a bat vibes. But it's not just those 2 members of the White House staff, because it turns out coronavirus is also spreading to the Secret Service.
At least 11 Secret Service employees are reportedly sick with COVID-19. The assignments of the sick employees are not yet known.
This morning, the White House is looking to ramp up social distancing measures, including having more Secret Service agents wear masks and space 6 feet apart during meetings.
Okay, I know this is bad, but the fact that the Secret Service has coronavirus and the president doesn't just shows you how good they are at doing their jobs. Bravo team, we got a close talker on your 6. I'm gonna intercept. Excuse me. Ow. I got all the particles, we're good. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for Secret Service agents because they're some of the only people at the White House who can't work from home. It's not an option. I mean, how do you protect the president if you're not there? What are you gonna do, send him a text? Look out, sir, he's begging you. What? Who's begging me? Yo, hello? Oh, sorry, autocorrect, he's behind you. Behind. Now, while the Secret Service may be stuck with Trump, other officials have been able to get the hell out of there. In fact, Dr. Fauci, the head of the CDC, and the head of the FDA are all now under some form of self-quarantine for the next 2 weeks. And I'll be honest, I don't know who's happier about this, Trump or the experts. Yeah, because I mean, they can finally say something scientific without hearing nah in the background. So Dr. Fauci will be working from home, as opposed to Trump, who will continue not working from home. And because this coronavirus outbreak is a big deal, the White House is taking a number of other safety precautions. For example, they've announced that they will now be starting what they call heightened levels of daily cleaning. Yeah, which is something they haven't had to do since Bill Clinton lived there. Now, despite coronavirus spreading into Trump's inner circle, Trump himself has not changed his attitude when it comes towards the virus. For example, he's still refusing to wear a mask, even when meeting a group of elderly World War II veterans.
There were no masks to be seen as the president and First Lady Melania attended a ceremony for the 75th anniversary of victory in Europe in World War II. They were careful, though, to keep their social distance from the veterans, who are all in their 90s.
Mr. President, you were with 7 American heroes earlier today, these World War II veterans, all in their 90s. Did you consider wearing a mask when you were with them, given they're in that?
No, because I was very far away. I appreciate the question. I was very far away from them, as you know. I would have loved to have gone up and hugged them because they're great. I had a conversation with everyone, but we were very far away. You saw. Plus, the wind was blowing so hard in such a direction that if the plague ever reached them, I'd be very surprised. It could have reached me, too. You didn't worry about me. You only worried about them, and that's okay, because I think they're so pure it will never happen, all right? They've lived a great life.
Wow. Is it just me, or did Trump go through all the stages of stupidity in one answer?
I was very far from them, and there was no danger, even if I wasn't far enough. The wind was blowing in such a direction that it was totally safe. You didn't worry about me. You only worried about them, but that's okay. Look, these guys have lived a great life, so...
Look, man, whatever Trump's excuse was, I just hope all those veterans are safe. Because can you imagine surviving Hitler only to be taken out by Trump? That would be so anticlimactic. It would be like if Batman beat Bane and then died slipping on a banana peel.
Oh, shit.
And it's bad enough that Trump doesn't want to wear a mask, but even worse is that he also seems to be learning all the wrong things from this White House outbreak.
Mr. President, can you bring us up to speed about a member of the vice president's staff who has now tested positive for coronavirus? This is now the second staffer in the West Wing.
Katie, she tested very good for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden today she tested positive. So she tested positive out of the blue. This is why the whole concept of tests aren't necessarily great.
Okay, I'm sorry, but this is just insane. This dude literally just said that the reason why tests are useless is because they work? Like, does Trump also get mad at the White House metal detectors?
These metal detectors make no sense. Every day we scan for the guns, but there's no guns. Then today, we found a gun. So this whole concept of metal detectors is not great to me, folks.
And you know, what's most concerning about this whole thing is that you would have hoped that Trump seeing the effectiveness of testing firsthand in his own house would have convinced him that testing is the best solution for the rest of America. But somehow Trump came away with the exact opposite lesson. And that's a pretty bad sign for America. But I guess it's good news for Donald Trump's health. Because if he's this immune to common sense, well, then what chance does a virus have?